Hello and welcome to another episode with me, Miss Envy. It seems you guys have missed me, so I thought I'd come back. Right, sit back, relax, and enjoy some handpicked videos that I just thought you might enjoy. Here we go.
The three people on the left are actors. They've been briefed to stand or sit when they hear this. Everyone else that's brought in is a genuine shortlisted applicant. They've been given no instructions other than to fill out their forms. My team and I were secretly watching from another room. The more socially compliant a person is, the more they're likely to look to others for signs of how to behave.
This is going to be your spot.
And the more people, the greater the pressure to join in. In this case, whether to stand or sit. Those people that didn't follow the crowd were removed.
I think we have to lose Amy, sadly.
Amy, come with me.
Once we had a full house, we got rid of the actors, leaving us with a room full of compliant people standing up and sitting down, even though nobody told them to do this.
Right. I have one question for you. Are you either the Amy, the actors, or the sheeple in that experiment? Is this not just a mirror to how society is right now? We are so scared of being ostracized the moment we express our opinion. I found this hilarious. Scary and somewhat relatable as well. I'm not immune to this.
I don't understand why we have to pay to live on a planet we were born on. Think about it. You didn't sign a contract when you took your first breath. You didn't agree to rent space on Earth. So why does every part of survival, food, water, land, come with a price tag? And here's the real question. Who are we even paying? Who decided they owned the land, the water, the resources? Who stood up one day and said, "This all belongs to me and you owe me for existing"? Now look at water. Covers most of the planet. Falls from the sky, essential for life. Yet somehow people are dying of thirst. Instead of wasting billions on war, we could build desalination plants and give fresh water to everyone. The technology exists, but do we use it? No. Because if people could take care of themselves, they wouldn't be controlled. That's the truth. Scarcity is a lie. There's enough food, enough land, enough resources for everyone. But if people weren't desperate, governments, corporations, and banks would lose power. So they manufacture struggle. They make sure you're always working, always paying, always needing. You're not just paying to live. You're paying to stay in your cage.
So here's the thing. Stop acting desperate. The moment you start acting self-reliant, there is no control over you. No one can control you when you are self-reliant, 100%. Our souls came to this planet to experience ups and downs, highs and lows, yin and yang. But there is definitely something up. Things are not how they're supposed to be. The downs are too down and the ups are too high, or the ups are too up, so to speak. In the meantime, the best way you can control the system in your own way is just to do your own thing. Be self-reliant, be self-sufficient, grow your own vegetables, desalinate your own water, and promote those folks that can do the things you can't, and learn how to barter. It's as simple as that. Not everyone may agree with me on this, but we are living in somewhat end times. If that's true, be smart about it. Have the stuff you need, look after yourself, and stop relying on people that have so much control over the big narrative.
All right, by now we're all blue in the face seeing the nonsense with Katy Perry and her space trip, and even her little patch here that has Baphomet on it. If you
I did say I would follow up on this, and I'm so glad I found this video. Enjoy.
just flip it upside down. And if you don't know who Baphomet is, that's probably a good thing. You don't want to know who Baphomet is, but it's someone that people like Katy Perry worship. And believe me, it was intentional. She even made sure to hit the exact same Baphomet hand pose as she came down the stairs. But I want to talk about something that no one seems to be talking about, and it's the why. What's going on here? This is clearly fake intentionally, but why? I think I know. You see, what these people like to do is test out their technology on us, and they do it in a specific way, and I'll tell you what that is. This is a SpaceX rocket from a landing of theirs. This is their footage, and it's clearly a hologram. I've shown this in many different videos. They're not real rockets landing perfectly upright. They're holograms, and they're testing it out to see if we will buy into it. And I still think that's what they're doing here. What I'm not sure of is just what technology they're testing out on us. Personally, I don't even think these people around this spacecraft are real. Watch this guy trip and then kind of glitch out here, and it's almost like frame skip. Watch, he trips, and then I'll show you a closer view here. Watch him trip and glitch out, and something's not right here. Are they testing this? Or maybe they're testing this. I think these are literally fake windows, and kind of like on Halloween when you see the windows and there's holograms in it. I don't think they're real people in there. I think that's holographic technology that they're probably testing out on us to see if we see through the fakeness. Like these things, where you literally just put like a projector in the background. Or honestly, maybe the entire interview process with all those astronauts is completely fake. Maybe those aren't even them. Maybe those are literal holograms like they have here. The technology with holograms that they have right now would blow your mind if you actually knew it. And this is part of what they do. They make sure some things look really fake, so the real things that they want to test out on you, you don't notice. Kind of like how there's literally a dummy hand in there. They're testing us. They're seeing what we will buy into. They're seeing how dumb is the current level of the public. Will they buy anything we shovel in front of them? Or are people starting to wake up to our lies a little, and we need to actually get a little better instead of doing things like...
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. Like, we'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
That's what I mean. They are testing out how dumb you are. It's always a test with them. They're always testing where we're at. And look, if you follow me, then you're pretty awake, because no one's following me that is dead asleep. But do your part. Have conversations. Show people nonsense like this. Make sure they know how much they're being lied to. That's what I do. I'm trying to do my part to help wake people up, because when I figured out I had been lied to my whole life, it pissed me off. But not only that, I wanted others that I know and love and care about to also know that they had been lied to their whole life, because then you take your power back, you lose your fear, because once you realize you're a spiritual being having an experience here and there's nothing to fear but fear itself, and that's what they want. They want you fearful so they can control you. And that's what they did to me my whole life. I thought I was living a free life, but you know what? I had fear, and I didn't believe in God. And now I have no fear, and I know God created this realm we live in, and even if it's not to help people see God, help people wake up to all the lies. It's your responsibility. Don't hold it in yourself, and if it's difficult and it's a hard conversation or you're afraid of how you're going to look, stop it. Be brave. I have faith in you. Of course, all this was for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that's just, Katy Perry's rubbery-looking skin because she doesn't take care of it. Entertainment only, people.
Are you scared of being proven wrong? You don't like being pissed off when you're wrong? Get over it. Your freedom is at stake. Humanity is at stake. Free will and choice is at stake. Prove us wrong. In fact, I submit this challenge to you. You watching this and those videos and anything in this world that challenges you, challenge back. You might find yourself enlightened.
The human brain cannot comprehend the negative. It is incapable. Yes, it's true. I'll give you an example. You ready? Don't think of an elephant. Yeah, I know. can't tell the human brain not to do something, right? And so what happens is we very often reinforce things when we put things in the negative. It's such a huge thing to convert things into the affirmative. You're supposed to do it with children as well. We're supposed to say, instead of saying to children, don't eat on the couch, we're supposed to say, eat at the table, right? We tell people what we want them to do, not what we don't want to do. Pilots know this, right? It is well known in the pilot community that when you tell a pilot, don't hit the obstacle, they'll hit the obstacle. Because what they're doing is focusing on the obstacle. Skiers know this. If you say don't hit a tree, you'll hit a tree. You won't be able to find a path because all you see is millions of trees. If you say only follow the path, you actually don't see any trees. There's actually very sparse trees. There's plenty of path, there's plenty of snow. It's the same thing for you. If you focus on the obstacles, all you will see is obstacles. If you focus on the path through the trees, all you will see is path through the trees. It's your choice how you choose to perceive your own career. It's literally perspective.
Truth. My father's a chopper pilot, one of the best chopper pilots in the world. Not bragging, it's truth. And I showed him this video and he nodded immediately. At the part where they talk about pilots are trained this way. It just is what it is.
Are you happy?
It's a difficult question. I'm not searching for happiness. I'm searching for peace. So my state of what I'm aiming for, I would say it is peace. If there's happiness, there is sadness. If something can rise, something must fall. If you can attain something, there's something to lose. That's why it's difficult. That's why I stopped the moment. I don't know what type of happiness you mean. Being satisfied with where I'm standing, yes. Does it mean that I don't have hard moments? I have hard moments. And that's why for me, like, what is it I ultimately look for? I would call it's just peace.
Are you at peace?
More and more, yes.
That is so true. The more you have to lose. Watched this video the first time and immediately it put me at peace, at ease. We're always so busy worrying about what we have or what we don't have. And number one, put yourself in a state of gratitude. It's the highest frequency the human body can function under, as far as I know. And secondly, by doing this, by taking stock of what you have and knowing that the more you have, the harder you can fall, it humbles one fast. Love that.
Luciferian, globalistic. It requires Nephilim sex magic. And it requires the building up of iniquity, of iniquitous bloodlines, and then you cash in on it. So what they'll do is they'll take a girl, abuse the snot out of her, have her get pregnant, she has a baby, and they have a second bloodline, third. At about the fourth generation, if they perform Nephilim sex magic and blood ritual abuse on that fourth generation, it's a sorcerous, powerful thing to them. And I didn't know anything about any of that. Yeah. I didn't know. Dude, again, I'm from Joshua, Texas. And I'm just a guy that, hey, we have an opportunity to rescue kids and we got an opportunity to do this. We got an opportunity to do that. And we started doing that. And we just started seeing it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like when we started coming across South Africans with the first name L. E-L, really? All over the world. All over the world. And it's like, if you come across a child or a young woman or a young man that, like, what are you doing in Uganda? Why are you here? Well, somebody brought me here. I had to escape something. And their first name is L. El Sion. Can you think of any famous South Africans that their first name begins with EL? Like Elon?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that is all.
I didn't even think about that.
It's EL. So it's like on Stranger Things. What's that chick's name?
11.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody calls her L.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
now we're cooking.
Now, this whole thing is so real. And I've seen it all over the world. And I had nobody to talk to. Everybody's just, what am I going to do? Who am I going to go talk to you about this, that? And then all of a sudden, it's kind of, man, you're tracking through the jungle and you got a machete. And then all of a sudden you come into a clearing and boom, there's all these other people there and you find your tribe. right? And that's an important breakthrough whenever you start to do that. It's the sinew forming on the mighty army. Can these dry bones live? The first thing that formed was the sinew. It was the connective pieces. It wasn't the heart. It wasn't a brain. It wasn't guts. It was sinews was the first one. That when you start to connect within the body, no matter how weird that is, it's when you start to raise up an army.
Human trafficking, child trafficking, and what is done to these people once they've been trafficked by the all-encompassing they is what I've been focusing on since COVID, since we went into lockdown, and I haven't stopped. And I have been down this rabbit hole for so long, but it's so dark and so deep that it's difficult to expose the masses, even at just a glance. So every now and then I'll drop something like this, and I will put a warning like I did, so that you are aware. But what I wanted to point out, being a South African channel, is the significance that was brought on to the subject of South Africans with the name starting with L, or evolving the letters EL. Worth taking note of.
Do you really need the bra? You see, the Underwire bra is slowing down lymphatic flow in that area. And that's not what you want. There's a lot of lymph nodes in that area. You don't want that waist backing up. You don't. The medical monopoly might, because they love sea monster of the breast. That's one of their biggest revenue streams. But not only that, wearing a underwire bra is also going to weaken the structure of the breasts so that they sag more. Not to mention, it also alters the breathing patterns of the woman. So, this is something we have to work on.
Surprise, surprise, just another way we can suppress humanity, specifically women. Let's design something that should naturally stay up, and by doing so suppress breathing. Is that not more blatant than anything else I've shown you? So ever since I saw this video, I stopped wearing an underwire bra. I now wear something else. Feel great.
Johnny.
Oliver.
Hey, buddy. What you doing? That was the point where we began to become divorced.
Hi.
That cat.
Malcolm. Be gentle. I'm gonna be home soon, okay? What are you doing? Oh, meow.
Oliver. Miso, you're so cute.
Mando, can you hear me? Mando.
Hey, Buxton. Okay.
As you guys know, I'm obsessed with cats. I often think myself one. But that's it for today. And I always try and end off things on a positive note. Thank you for staying with me to the end. I feel so blessed. Thank you so much for all the messages. I got messages from you guys saying that you missed me and that you noticed I was gone. I honestly didn't think anybody would. So never underestimate the presence you have in someone's life, even if it is just for a fleeting moment. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being with me till the end of this video, as well as being with me always. Much love, take care, and I shall see you soon, because, you know, you're here. Bye.